Namaste. Thank you for joining me for this weekend flow. We just had a full moon. It was actually a super moon called the strawberry moon. And this is the full moon that followed the eclipse season. So I don't know about you, but it's been a rocky week. The last two evenings, I've sat out on the deck staring at the moon. And before it was its fullest, I remember looking at it and going, please be kind. And you may be feeling it too. So I figured today we will give a salutation to the moon. We often give salutations to the sun. But the full moon is about culminations. It's about fulfillment. It's also a good time to release things, a good time for letting things go, a good time to try to find forgiveness in your heart. It illuminates things that maybe we haven't seen before or seen it in that light before. There may have been some sudden stressors popping up this week, and there may have been some heightened emotion or resurfaced, or emotions that are resurfacing that you thought maybe you had overcome. So we'll put this into practice with the salutation to the moon. You may want two blocks if you typically use blocks for pyramid pose or Skandasana or anything within that sequence of postures. And I will meet you on the mat. So we'll start in a comfortable seat, however that translates to your body. Erecting the spine, closing the eyes. And just take a moment to review your week. And then begin to take stock of your breath. And whether or not you took inventory of the breath when you were feeling all the feels this week. So the practice of the breath here on the mat should come into service when we're dealing with life off the mat. We have the experience of the breath calming us down, settling our minds, neutralizing our emotions, recentering our inner focus, connecting us back to source energy, reining us in so we're not feeling the monkey mind or a sense of being out of control. If we're needing patience, if we're trying to draw upon strength or perseverance, the breath can always be the perfect tool to utilize. So just sit for a moment and breathe. Open passageway of breath in. And freedom of the breath to escape. Create an even rhythmic breath. You may or may not have noticed a stronger energetic pull or influence, but you may have seen it glowing with its brilliance up in the sky. Imagine that in your mind's eye now. Bring your hands to prayer position at your heart. I saw a meme this morning and it said, money cannot buy happiness, but yoga can come pretty close. And when I started yoga 21 years ago, We all called it the joy juice. So we're going to start with circle of joy. As you inhale, lace your fingers together. And as you exhale, extend your arms forward and out. Inhale, lift the arms straight above. Exhale, circle the arms around behind your back. Relace the hands, roll and crank the shoulders back, elevate your wrist away from the buttocks, and exhale, fold down. Let your inhale draw you up. And your exhale, circle that bubble of joy around you. We're going to do that again. Inhale, lace the fingers. Exhale, extend your wrist forward and out. Inhale, elevate the arms above. Exhale, circle the arms around you. Interlace your hands the other way than before. Slightly awkward. Shoulders roll back, arms lift up. Exhale, bow out. Inhale, climb up to the top. Exhale, hands to prayer position at the heart. All right, we're going to go ahead and come up to stand. You may want blocks set at the forward part of your mat. And if you have a set of blocks, 2 sets of blocks, you can have one on the back side, one on the front side, because we'll be spinning around the mat. Ground your feet, spread the toes, hands to prayer position at the heart. Let's go ahead and lace the fingers together since we started with circle of joy, and we'll reach the palms skyward. Now this time, since we're not sitting, I want you to engage your lower body. Incorporate that into this pose, and as you exhale, gently curve over to the right. Forming Chandrasana, crescent moon. Deep breaths into your side body. Clearing and purifying your left lung. Breaking up the tension. Inhale, rise up to the top. You're going to step off to your left. Separate your hands, coming to Kali Goddess. From Kali Goddess, widen your thighs. Open your arms. And then bring the arms down like a scarecrow and pick up your heels. Hold steady and breathe. Inhale, land your heels, lift the arms back up. Straighten your legs, bring your hands to prayer position at the heart. Take a deep inhale here, lifting the arms up overhead. Exhale, separate your hands, coming to Kali Goddess. Inhale, palms pull together, legs straighten up, lifting up like the volcano. And exhale, coming into Kali Goddess. One more, hands to prayer. Straighten the legs, lift the arms overhead like a volcano erupting. And exhale, Kali Goddess. We're going to do one lion's breath. Take a deep inhale in through your nose. Exhale, expel the tongue, breathe it out through your mouth. Inhale, straighten both legs, but you're turning your right foot towards the top of the mat. Stretch out over that side. Windmill down to Trikonasana, your triangle pose. I have heard if you have TMJ, it's more difficult or it can aggravate the jaw by looking up. I don't personally experience that. But if you have that tendency, you may want to avoid looking up in this pose. I've also heard certain heart conditions can also bring in some challenge looking up. So you can always keep your head level or look down. And if it's the lifting of that left arm, you can always place it to the hip instead. So cater to your needs. Personalize your practice. It is not one size fits all. On your next exhale, take that left arm across your ear, turn the pinky down, roll the thumb up so you're rinsing out the shoulder. Affirming here, new flight, new life, and new energy is coming down to me. When you're ready, look down at your right foot. Lunge that knee, bring the blocks in, off step your left foot, square your hips, straighten out through the legs, straighten out through the vertebrae. Pyramid. Look out with your eyes. Your hands can be stacked on the floor or blocks at any height. And then on the exhalation, you're going to buckle the arms and see if you can fold a little deeper over the front leg. If that's too much, just come back up to where we started, especially if it's earlier in the day when you haven't had as much movement yet. Affirming as you hold, I give myself over to the flow of grace. Inhale, lift back up. Exhale, lunge the knee, wiggle the left toes back, coming into runner's lunge. Bring the blocks out of the way if your fingertips can touch the floor. Pausing here. Plucking the back hamstrings up towards the sky. Now we're going to do something a little different this time. We're going to lower the back knee, and instead of going into Soma lunge, we're going to heel toe the right foot over. We're going to roll to the outer edge of the foot so the knee wings away from the shoulder. And you can stay stacked on blocks, the stilts of the arms, or you can bring a prop to bring yourself halfway towards the floor, or you can submit all the way to the floor if your body allows. Breathing in and out through the nose. This is a low flying dragon. If you experience a lotus sensation, you can activate the Ujjayi pranayama. It'll give you something to concentrate on, something to listen to, something to meditate on that goes beyond the physical. All right, and then slowly build back up. Bring that right foot back over, curl the back toes under, lift the back knee. Now this is where you may want the blocks to carry along with you. Walk them down the left side of the mat, turn your right foot towards the corner, plant your left foot down, and you're dropping into Skandasana. Now you may not need the blocks at all. And at that point, you can come down to your hands. What you want to avoid is bringing the torso over towards the corner. You actually want the torso reaching out like this. So there's space between your waistline and that right knee. And then we'll take crouching tiger over to the other side. Holding and breathing. Some teachers like the fast flow. If you like the fast flow, you can glide back and forth. I like to keep it slow and steady. Serve your needs and what feels best for you. Take it on over if you haven't already. All right, when we come back through the middle, turn the feet to be parallel and fold. I'm actually going to use a block to go under my head to make it a little restorative. You want to make sure that you feel weight on the front side of the feet, meaning underneath the balls of the feet and the toes, not just all directed into your heels. Luckily, I've never had a hamstring injury, but I know many people who have, and that is a really rough injury to recover from. And if we're sailing the sits bones way past and beyond the ankles, that can put strain on those muscles, which is why we want to distribute the weight evenly through the feet. In Prasarita Padottanasana, you can do any formation with your arms. Try to relax into it. Hold in on your breath. And affirm internally, I now release all mental burdens and barriers. Inhale. I'm going to take the blocks down that way. You can too. We're going to heel toe the feet in enough to come towards a malasana or squat. And if you're doing this in gentle and you need this to be more gentle for the knees, you can take a block and sit on top of it. It just takes the pressure off. If you hold a lot of chronic tension in the hips, this can also relieve the hips. You're still getting benefit. Don't ever think that you have to have the strongest sensation in order to benefit from a pose. Think about all that we can benefit from a restorative pose where we hardly feel anything at all. Couple more breaths. Bring the hands down. Come up. You may have to widen your stance for Kali Goddess. We're going to roll the arms in, pinkies joined together, and then inhale, roll the arms out. Exhale with resistance, arms closed together. Inhale, fan them out. One more. All right, we'll straighten out the legs, we'll straighten out the arms, rotating the left foot towards the back of the mat, stretch over, windmill down to Trikonasana. Grip the feet, firm up your belly, stack through your shoulders. Discover your breath as if it were for the first time today. Take that top arm, stretch it across the ear. Pinky spins down, thumb spirals up. Exhale, glance down. You're not already. We'll put a little lunge in that knee. Use your hands or blocks to station yourself, to offset the back foot, to roll the right thigh and hip forward, and then stretch out through the spine. Pyramid pose, Parshvottanasana. And it actually translates to mean intense side stretch pose. So if you're rolling the hips correctly, you'll feel the stretch in the outer band of the front leg. As you exhale, gently fold over if that's a possibility, affirming on your way down. I give myself over into the flow of grace. And lunge the knee, wiggle the back foot. Lengthen through the back thigh. Stack onto your hands, hold and breathe. Position your back knee down to the ground. Untuck the back toes, heel toe the left foot over. Wing that knee away from the shoulder. Position yourself for low flying dragon. Inhale, we're slowly gonna come up. Heel toe that left foot in. Now, instead of doing the whole yoga mat mandala where we're spinning all the way around, to make it a little easier for the viewing sake, I'll just turn back this direction so I'm facing you, and you can do the same. Curl the back toes under, pluck up that back knee. When you're ready, this back foot is gonna come through to the top of the mat. You're lengthening out through the spine first, and then exhale, folding into Uttanasana. Let your head effortlessly fall down, loosening the neck, nodding your head, one direction or another, or a blend. Next inhale, root down to soar up. Lace your hands together at the top, flip your palms open, curve this time to your left. Replenishing the right lung. Clearing space in your mind so it's not as hyperactive. Inhale up, exhale, step off to the right. That way we're still facing each other. Come to Kali Goddess. From Kali Goddess, you're gonna bring your hands to prayer position at your heart. You're gonna elevate your heels again. And if that's too challenging, then just keep the feet planted. You might get some trembling. That's the muscles gaining strength and endurance. One more breath. Good. Release the heels, straighten your legs. You need to first make the feet parallel. Turn your left foot. Kick back your right heel. Stretch out through the arms. Lengthen out over the front thigh. Windmill down to triangle pose. Now from triangle pose, we're going to take it to revolving triangle pose. So because we're going into the revolving formula, you may need those blocks. Set them up on either side of that left foot. We need to turn or offset the back foot so we can square the hips like we did in pyramid. Now I like to walk the blocks a little bit more forward because I feel like I can really pull forward with the sternum. And that opens up the thoracic spine. When you're ready, sweep the left arm up. Take that revolving twist. Exhale, land the left hand down. Wiggle the right toes back. Come to that low lunge. From the low lunge, bring the blocks over. Come to Skandasana. And I'm going to take this a little bit different here. Lifting the left heel, lifting the right toes. You can do the regular Skandasana if that's your preference. And then take it over, crouching tiger to the other side. Back and forth again. This is a little bit more for the knees. All right, last one on this side. And we're going to go towards Pigeon, which is where we have the legs straight, the feet rooting down, and we're hinging down from the hips. Now, the indwelling place of the full moon is the crown of the head. So if you're more apt to do a blissful type of practice, then feel free to stand on your head. You're ready to come down after several rounds of breath. Take your time. Solidify the feet. Stay pouring down to replenish the mind. Affirm in here. I now release and relax away from all mental burdens and barriers. On your next in-breath, slowly begin to straighten out through your arms. We're going to add in some twist. Your hands can stay on the floor or blocks. We're going to reach the right arm skyward first. Exhale, lower the right hand down. Inhale, the left arm sweeps up. Exhale, bring that hand down. Heel toe the feet in. Taking Malasana. And remember, you can also sit on a block. One last breath. Bring your hands to prayer position at your heart. And I want you to have an attitude of gratitude for a moment. Think of where abundance is showing up in your life. Maybe you have an abundance of support. Maybe an abundance of friends. Maybe an abundance of financial support. Maybe an abundance of pleasure. Sometimes we get so caught up in the muck that we forget there's so much more to be grateful for. All right, open the eyes. We're going to come up, Kali Goddess. From Kali Goddess, bring one arm down, the other arm over. Come through the center on the in-breath. Take it into a side bend on the out-breath. Just switching up this pose. Inhale to center. Exhale to the other. Inhale, center. Exhale to the opposite side. Now inhale, center. Exhale, lion's breath. Relax the arms. Straighten out your legs, feet parallel in the beginning. Turn your right foot, kick your left toe back just a smidge. Lengthen out over. Windmill down to triangle. Maybe your energy is what's abundant. I'm only thinking that because the affirmation for this pose is new life, new energy floods down to me. And as you exhale, we're going to take the revolving twist. So if you bring your blocks in or hands down, we need to offset or turn the back foot. And that way we're squaring the hips. The right hip's going to drive back, the left hip's going to drive forward. Send your heart forward and then twist open to your right. Exhale, bring the right hand down, lunge the knee, wiggle the left toes back. We're going to now take a vinyasa, but we're going to pause here for a moment since we did that previous side. And inhale, step to plank. Exhale to knees, chest, chin, Ashtanga Pranam. Inhale, slide through cobra, low cobra, Bhujangasana. Lengthen your leg bones back, squeeze the glutes. Inhale, press up to table. Exhale, back to extended child's pose. We're going to keep that rolling. Inhale, plank. Exhale, Ashtanga Pranam. Inhale, cobra. Next in breath, lift the hips. Exhale, back to extended child's pose. Another, inhale, plank. Exhale, Ashtanga Pranam, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, extended child's pose. Now pause here in child's pose. Surrender to the earth, resting on your brow, controlling your breath. Notice if you feel the breath more in the front side of the body or the back side of the body. Do you feel more movement in your belly or low back? More movement in your chest or mid back? Is it possible to connect to both? Inhale, rock up hands and knees. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Downward facing dog. Bring the left knee up behind the hands. We're going to roll it down to Kupatasana, Kupatasana, one-legged pigeon. If you need deer pose, or if you need to flip on your back and cross the left ankle over the right knee, you can do eye of the needle instead. Inhale, slowly come up. If you want to see if you can catch your back foot and lace both hands around the ankle, you can come up towards this version of pigeon. You don't have to though, you can just stay here. We'll plant the hands, curl the back toes, take it to plank. Exhale, Ashtanga Pranam, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, glide through Cobra. Exhale, extended child's pose. Inhale, plank. Exhale, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, slither through Bhujangasana. Exhale to extended child's pose. We're going to do one more vinyasa. Inhale, plank. Exhale, Ashtanga Pranam. Inhale, Cobra. Exhale, child's. Rest. Be here now. Present in your mind, present in your body, present with your breath. Inhale, rock up. Exhale, downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, right knee is next. Bring it on up behind the hands. Hold it forward. See if you can move into some quiet repose while you're here. Softly and quietly breathing as you turn in. Inhale it slowly, start to climb up. And if you want to try taking your hands to the foot and then lifting up this way, you can try it. Otherwise, stay here. All right, we're going to close this moonsault out. So curl the back toes under. We're stepping back to downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, let's meditationally walk forward one foot at a time to the top of the mat, and we'll fold. Inhale all the way up. Lace the hands at the top, pump the palms upward, and curve to the right. Since you're doing a full moon salutation, we're adding in 4 crescent moons. We've already done 2. This is the 3rd. Inhale up, exhale to the left. Inhale up, exhale, hands to prayer position at the hearts. All right, so it's time for Savasana. So let's take a bolster and use it. Since we didn't do, well, we did do cobras, which is a back bend. You may not want a back bend. You can use a bolster another way. Lately, I've been feeling like I like the blanket kind of tucked under the knees. However, excuse me, I feel like I need to ground my energy more from the influence of this moon. So I'm going to fold the blanket over my thighs and kind of weigh them down, tucking it under. Close your eyes once you settle into the pose of your choice. Observing and watching the breath come and go. Let your intention to drink from the joy juice. You can do this just by drinking up the breath of life. If your mind has already simmered down and you no longer need the breath, then you can let the control subside, bringing it back if or when the mind gets stirred again. Count 11 breaths. Now, after that 11th breath, you can slide your feet in. Roll away from the bolster. Take a formal seat. Pay attention to what the light of the full moon is illuminating within you. Sit with that. Feel the emotions that come with it. And breathe through it. Remembering everything is an opportunity for growth and transformation if we simply view it that way. Draw your hands to prayer position at your heart. Namaste.